What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Dan here. I want to welcome you guys back to my Let's Play of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 Modded Edition. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this Let's Play so far, and if you are, be sure to hit that like button. It helps out a lot. Without any further ado, let's get into the next video.
I can't believe we just blew up Godo's yacht. That's going to destabilize crime throughout this whole sector.
Yeah, well, you'll understand if I hold back the tears.
You don't understand. Crime in the YouTube system, it's like the economy. Plus the power vacuum.
This is messed
Even if
up.
Olga gets up and running again, the system is going to be feeling the effects for years to come.
Yeah, well, at least we didn't find that Jedi Master with the weird name. Zez, Kai, whatever it is.
Zez Kyle? Well, that's not true. I already found him. Actually, he found me first. He hired me to watch out for you, keep Godo off your back until he could meet with you. We'll need to head back to Nar Shaddaa, to that safe house off the docks. I said I'd meet up with him there if we ran into any trouble. What do you want now?
If you thought to escape my notice so easily, you would be wrong. As a token of my goodwill, I present to you a gift, this droid. It will serve you well on your journey.
How'd you get on my ship?
I'm afraid I do not understand what you mean.
Tell me more about the droid.
As I indicated, this unit will remain with you and guard you. It will also serve as an effective voice for my orders during your journey.
I accept. Let's get to Nar Shaddaa.
So, you have returned from exile.
Damn it, this is annoying.
If only to wander your old battlegrounds. But I did not think you would come to Nar Shaddaa. Still, you were always a difficult one to read, both when you were tied to the Force, and even more when it was lost to you.
Why did KotOR think I would return?
I do not know. It was a sense he had, and he had served in war as you had. Perhaps he thought he understood you, or maybe he simply hoped he did. He felt you were the key to understanding the threat we face. The others were not so certain, but so many of them are gone now, as you no doubt know.
Why me?
He sensed some connection between you and many of the worlds touched by war. He thought by traveling to such places, he could achieve understanding.
I have questions.
No doubt. I think the answers will provide us both with some measure of peace. I have kept secrets for far too long.
Where are all the Jedi?
They have scattered, but there is purpose in their movements. It is both to hunt and draw out our enemies. Somehow, we, are being targeted through the Force, and when Jedi gather, we are vulnerable. So we have chosen places where it is difficult to sense others through the Force, whether on planets dense with life, or touched by war. In such places, we may conceal ourselves, gather information, without presenting ourselves as targets. It was part of KotOR's plan. Yes, he felt if our enemy cannot detect us, then perhaps they would believe themselves victorious and show themselves. And we knew that the war would be lost if we continued to act as we had. I do not know where they wander now. There are few of us, though. Too few. And I have not heard from them in some time.
Atris is on Telos.
Atris, but I had thought she had gone to KotOR with the others.
You sound surprised.
Yes, she holds the last of the Jedi teachings. It is good she survived.
I had other questions.
What I can tell you...
what happened to them?
It is a long story, but there is no harm in you knowing. And someone should know. Only a handful of us remained after the Jedi Civil War, barely 100 in number. Then, even that 100 began to vanish, in places where the Force seemed blind. The only pattern we determined is that when Jedi gathered, they were seen no more. At the last Jedi conclave on the Miraluka world of KotOR, the entire planet was wiped out, an entire race destroyed, because the Jedi chose to gather there. It was only then that we realized we were facing something far more powerful than we knew how to fight.
Why did you hide?
We could not allow the fact that when we gathered, we placed everything around us at risk. A Jedi's life is sacrifice, but we cannot allow our presence or actions to endanger others. And we cannot fight an enemy that will not reveal itself. But any Jedi, anyone who is strong in the Force, who attempted to track down such a threat, vanished without a trace.
That makes no sense.
It does, but you must step back to see it. Whatever this threat was, it was targeting us and everything around us. Yet it was somehow weak enough that it was afraid to confront us openly. If it believed us defeated, then perhaps it would finally show itself. It was a faint hope, but it was the best we had. It was KotOR's plan. He was always the greatest tactician among us, and had seen war more than the rest of us.
Alright, other questions? Why'd you cast me out?
We told you it was because you followed Revan to war, but you ask because you are not certain of that answer. Nor were we. The day we cast you out, that is the moment I decided to leave the Order, because I do not believe we truly faced the reasons you were exiled, and if we do not examine such truths, then we are already lost. I think it was because we were afraid. It is a difficult thing to live one's life with the Force. To see a vision of what it would be like to be severed from it, it is more frightening than you know.
Alright, other questions? Why are you in Nar Shaddaa?
I had thought perhaps that here upon the Smuggler's Moon, I might find some evidence of the threat we faced. The bounties on Jedi and their disappearance. I did not believe the two were connected, but there was a chance. And the strong currents of life here on Nar Shaddaa make perceiving a Force user difficult. I could use it to cloak my movements and watch without being discovered.
It's not the only reason. You came here to hide.
No, you are right. That is not the whole truth. It is difficult to detect a Force user on Nar Shaddaa, and I knew it. This threat we face, it leaves wounds in the Force when it strikes. It leaves nothing.
And you were afraid.
To live life without the Force, to vanish and die and leave only an echo, it was terrifying. To be connected to all life around you, then to have it stripped, I can only imagine what it must have been like for you. But even that imagining cannot compare with the truth. But there is more than that. On Nar Shaddaa, one cannot escape what was left from the Jedi Civil War. From the failure of the Masters, from our failure to properly train Jedi, came disaster. And I wondered if perhaps the teachings of the Jedi had been our failing all along. There have been so many failures by teachers who believed in the code with all their being. Master Arca failed Ulic, as Master Boss failed Exar Kun, as Kay and Zar and the others of the Council failed Revan and Malak. For all the acts we do to preserve the galaxy, from such an arrogance that all we do is right and just, I wonder if there is a counter-effect that is created that strikes back at us. Exar Kun, Ulic Keldroma, Malak, Revan, you, all Jedi. There is something wrong in the Force, a wound, a sound that is growing, like a scream. You can hear it echo in Nar Shaddaa, sometimes when the moon is on orbit. It is a frightening thing to feel, that perhaps being connected to all life is not enlightenment at all, but simply another doom. And I think that maybe, perhaps, to forsake the Force as you did, to cut loose our bonds, may not be the wrong thing to do. You taught me something important in the Council Chamber long ago, Exile, and it has stayed with me all these years. You were right to do what you did. Everything you did.
Other questions? Cut me off on the... Why'd you cut me off on the Force?
Is that what you think? We did no such thing, but it is a technique that has been used as punishment in the past, yes. It is a rare sentence, and to my knowledge it has only been done once, at a moment where a Jedi discipline has failed. What caused your loss, I fear, was different. I am not certain I understand it. We did not understand it fully then, and only recently do I feel we may have become enlightened. The other Masters may have more knowledge of this, but I do not. And I do not know if they even live. Does it matter? It seems your power has returned. Perhaps the loss was not a loss at all.
Other questions? The end of my trial, and the other master says something happened to me. What was it?
Ah, so the records of your trial were found. Good. Sometimes I think this galaxy would be a better place if there were less Jedi secrets. But I have no answer for you, as much as I would like to give one. We vowed never to speak of it. And although I would not keep promises to Jedi, I keep promises I make to others. And KotOR was a friend. If we were gathered as one, then the promise might be revoked. Until then, I can say nothing.
Alright, other questions? Do you know anything about force bonds, how to end them?
Yes, such bonds are a connection that can be formed at moments of crisis, or in the slow understanding that grows between master and apprentice. It is most common between two beings who are sensitive to the Force. It allows the transmission of feelings, of influence. It was something you were gifted with, as I recall, before your fall. You formed such attachments easier than most, even to those who could feel the Force only faintly. Even Brooke could not ignore it, which is saying something.
Is there any way to remove it?
I do not know. A bond between two living beings is not something easily broken. It is not a choice. It is like breaking a feeling, like turning away from the Force. To break a bond, your feelings would have to change, or one of you would have to die. But even then, the bond wouldn't go away. It would simply be empty. A wound.
Other questions? Okay. Crap. I have to skip it. Hold on.
Even
Alright. What happens now?
Now I must take up the role I was ready to cast aside. This threat has finally revealed itself, and we Jedi will need to stand together. I did not speak fully of what I have felt. Staying on Nar Shaddaa, it is an exile of sorts, one that I have chosen. I, too, lost a Padawan on Malachor, not to the battle, but to the alternative, to the teachings that Revan brought from the unknown regions. And I was not the only Jedi Master to watch a student turn on them.
Fight them, it was no betrayal.
No, they were not to blame, but many of the Order did so. It was a difficult time, a time of strong emotion. Perhaps the Council, perhaps the Order itself, had grown arrogant in their teachings. It is easy to cast blame, but it is perhaps time the Order accepted responsibility for their teachings and their arrogance, and come to recognize that perhaps we are flawed. Not once did I hear one of the Council claim responsibility for Revan, for Exar Kun, for Ulic, for Malak, or for you. Yet, you were the only one who came back from the wars to face our judgment. And rather than attempting to understand why you did what you did, we punished you instead. Our one chance to see where we had gone wrong, and we cast it aside. And now, that decision has come back to us and may carry with it our destruction. Perhaps there is something wrong in us, in our teachings, and though I tried, I could not cause that thought to leave me, so I left the Council. And I was not the only one. That is why many scattered, and why many in the Republic do not trust us, and why we do not trust ourselves. Make no mistake, I am no Jedi. This is the end, you see. After this, there will be nothing, and I think it will be for the best. Do you wish to do battle now? I have nothing more to say.
Revan redeemed herself. Certainly I must give you some hope.
It provides no comfort at all, for reasons in which I still must keep secret. Suffice to say, redemption was not Revan's choice, and I have never believed those of the Council who attempt to console themselves otherwise for the crime they committed.
Is there anything you could teach me? Can't wait for this stupid
But we
effect
have
to go
spoken
away.
enough,
It was
I
bad
think.
timing.
In words I think dull us both. Let us speak through the Force, through sparring. This form you may have already seen much of during the Mandalorian Wars, but it is fitting to speak using elements of the past, I think. Ataru is the name given to the movements of this form. Though it is aggressive, it is focused, and its best use is in combat against a single opponent. This form is somewhat less useful in deflecting blaster shots. Use it when dealing with opponents in close combat, not against a battalion firing heavy blasters at you.
I really hope this thing
Perhaps
fixes,
Exile
man.
has been good to you indeed. It has certainly not dulled your instincts, nor the speed at which you learn. I shall go to Dantooine, to the ruins of the Enclave. If you gather the others, I will meet you there. And thank you, Exile. Your returning It is good that you are back among us.
Like, I think... Okay, for real, go away. Thank you. That thing was glitched out. See, I had it active the whole time, right? So... That's why it was all blurry and whatnot, so... That was a big conversation. What is that? Where am I?
Unnecessary observation.
Oh my god.
Targets acquired. Annoying recitation.
How many of these guys are there?
Proceed recitation and bring about the termination of hostilities.
Can I spawn people? God damn it. Let's do this dance, man. I'm not having this jam. I missed. Typical. That's alright. Let him know. Finish him off. Execution style. Finish him. Send it. Heal up. Sometimes they just need a little bit of the boom. You know what I mean? Oh, you lucky. This looks double whammy. You just die, you know? Wait a minute, that also means droid processor. Does that mean I can go ahead and build HK up? Yo.
You are interrupting me for...
Could you transport a family to Telos?
What?
She's in, there you go, she's in the refugee quad.
Fine, I'll do for you. But don't ask of Fassa again. What else?
Nothing. Got some light side. See, I'm light anyway. I can start doing some douchey things. But I'm going to go talk to them and mention Telos. One thing I might do is take a little trip. If you want to go and take a drive with me with 3 women. Wait a minute. Can I speak to them? Actually, I don't care. I'm walking in like a boss. They're still napping. Yo. You return, but I just see go to... What can I... Okay. I don't have good, but rest assured he'll trouble you no longer. Indeed, I heard as much. I wouldn't have thought you have easily disposed. Rarely as am I impressed by a human. I believe that means we have a matter of business. My freighters have already begun their work. I'll trade with Telosians. However, I believe they'll be reluctant to listen to my offer. Should have come from me. Here, these credits should cover the expenses for a fee services rendered. To expect you to do what you have asked. If you do not, little time. I'll leave. Okay, can I speak to you? Anything else? Says to dance. Bye. Just say, can I dance for you, bro? Nothing in here. Alright, we're gonna make... Wait, can I not access that? No. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna go ahead and make my way back to the refugee... Wait, do I have to speak to the refugee quad? No. No, we're good. Let's go to... I just gotta go back to the ship. What I might do is do a quick spawn into Telos. Like, honestly. I love how these bodies are still here. Oh, wait, no, that was HK, right? I'm gonna do a spawn. I'm gonna go to Telos, and then after that, that's when we're gonna go talk to all the people on the Ebon Hawk. Because we have to catch up and speak to Goto. You know, anybody else. So we're gonna do a quick trip to Telos. Then we're gonna go to Dantooine after that, I think. Oh, for the love of God, man. Are you serious? It's like every 5 seconds. Like, for real. Just keep sending it, man. I'm just gonna keep sending it. That's how they want to play it. And again, I think I could fix HK. Yeah, I got time for your cheese. I'm doing all of this solo right now. Alright, anyways. I always forget where to go. I think this is where we gotta go. Good to see you back, General. I think this is it for Telos. And that'll get Ren off my back, man. For real. Like, Ren is being a little scrotum. And then on Telos, like I said, we'll speak to them on the Ebon Hawk. All the conversations we need to have. At least I'm hoping we'll be able to do that. Because I'd rather, like, not jump about. Alright guys, here we are back on Telos. I'm just gonna talk to Gran. I'm glad I have that fuel source sorted. I remember I would forget to come back here. These guys still haven't moved. I found a solution. I didn't skip it. That's good news. Situation has improved. What did you discover? Voga the Hutt is looking for markets.
Voga the Hutt? That's preposterous. What makes you think we'd be willing to do that?
Voga's a lot of fuel from Slaheyron, and he needs to sell it.
A glut of fuel isn't going to help our position much in this case. It's a resource that's needed throughout the galaxy, and he'll be able to command a high price for it. Still, we don't have much of a choice. We need fuel, and we need it fast. I'll bring this up with the Telosian Council and urge them to broker a deal with Voga. Now, I believe I gave you my word that there would be a reward for information leading to the establishment of a fuel source for the station. Never believed for a moment that you'd actually be collecting it. But I'm a man of my word. So here you are. Now I've got to send this information to the council right away.
Alright, talking about the bounties. Never mind. I don't know why that's even there. That's huge experience for us. Anyway, if we look at the missions, guys, we only have a couple. So that one's going to work on it. Obviously, new trade routes. Establish, yeah. So I eventually have to come back there and then rebuilding. We're going to do that in a second. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you haven't yet, be sure to like and follow my pages on social media, facebook.com/DanQ8000 for live streams and other content, Twitter, DanQ8000, Instagram, DanQ8000, and Snapchat, DanQ8000. If you want to get yourself a shirt or hoodie, link in the description. If you want to save 10% off your next DX Racer, link in the description. Be sure to use the promo code DanQ8000 at checkout. Alright, guys, thank you so much again. Take it easy. Have a wonderful day. I'll be seeing you soon for more content, but until then, let's hand things over to Noxel. Have a good one, guys.
Who's the man with the plan? If you feel trouble wildin' wild on these violent and hit you 8,000. Wait a minute, hold that style, it's dialed in. Goddamn Billy Jack, we still riding, tires flat. I hear them sirens, see shots flying, so we driving, fire back if they ain't vibing. Lie with that, got me dressed up in all black. What up? Hood up, and I see them haters try to run with us. They gon' need inhalers, gotta breathe them hard just like Darth Vader. Players, grab your respirators, night invaders get lightsabered. Mask on for the shooters, move like trash to bed intruder. Got that Glock and got them woofers, just press play, I'll keep it moving. Who is Noxel, you damn fools? Keep it fresh like canned food. There ain't nothing we can't do, so tune into that DanQ. Yeah. It was never, ever a game.